It's great to be a
A
Miami
Miami Hurricane. It's
Hurricane. It's
great
great
to
to be
be
a
a
Miami
Miami Hurricane.
Hurricane. What's
What?
going on, everybody? Welcome to Junior the Big Dog, your favorite father and son duo
Not.
covering Miami
Hold on. Hold on.
Hurricanes
Not
football
this.
and sports. You
Not
saw them doing it.
this.
They were so worried about doing
Yeah.
this.
They
They
were
weren't
right.
even doing their. They weren't even doing their job.
Oh, look what
Turn it back
happened in
up.
Telecrappy.
Them boys left.
Look at what happened at Telecrappy. It went from, no, I don't think so.
They left early, my man. What was happening with that
It's
stadium
all
late in the fourth
about the
quarter?
you.
What happened though, man?
Guys, I am going to make. I
Hey,
am going.
hold on. Before we go ahead and get into this, man, if you guys are new here and you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to our channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube. Watching us on YouTube, check us out on Facebook. Hit that notifications bell as well after you do subscribe and hit all so you get notified anytime we do go ahead and upload a video. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. What were you gonna say?
Yes, sir. I was gonna say, and I almost hate to admit this. I told Junior, I am literally so happy.
The wifey's coming. Don't worry about it. She's coming.
Oh, I am literally so happy that I have chills. You ever been that happy? I mean, I think when you were born, I was that happy. When my kids were born, I can say I was that happy that I actually have chills. I'm not comparing this, obviously, to that, but I'm just saying that I'm so happy that I actually have chills.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel tonight.
Oh yeah.
That's the way I feel. God, that was it. It's been probably what, over 15 years since we handled FSU in Tallahassee like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, it just feels amazing, you know, because I mean, we were actually maybe thinking about going live tomorrow night, but then we're like, nah, man, we got to do it tonight. And before we go ahead and get started on our reaction, breaking down everything that went on during the game, I would like to welcome our Junior and the Big Dog family to none other than a Florida State alumni. My wife, get over here, girl. You guys remember the bet, right? She if we won, she had to wear U gear, and obviously, if we would have lost, I would have had to wear my Florida State stuff. So, yeah. Oh, we got a Florida State alumni wearing some U gear.
Hold on. I gotta take a picture.
It don't to me, it don't matter now because this is going to be live
That's true.
forever.
Yeah, I want to have it on my phone. Ellie, you gotta look up.
Show your face.
You gotta look up. That's part of the bet. Oh my God, I have a whole bunch of these pictures. I'm even gonna show them to the twins when they get here.
You're probably the one enjoying it the most. You've been waiting for this day.
I've been waiting for this day all my life.
The reason I'm really doing it is because I know I would have made him do it.
Oh, for sure.
That's it.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
I was about to say.
No, I'll tell you though, it's strange, but I was telling Junior that I had a really good feeling about this game. Mind you, not that we have any right to have a really good feeling. I just feel the Jaren that we saw.
Yeah, you see the comments, right? Yeah. Hey, go in, chat. Go in, chat. Don't hold back. Go in, chat. She sees it.
Hey, with respect, though, remember she's carrying two of my grandkids. So and respect to her.
Nothing but respect.
Seminoles.
So, what are you wearing right now? You realize our kids are gonna see this video, right?
That's right. That's
and
right.
They realize it's a bet, and then that year.
No, listen. I don't mind if they have FSU as their safety school.
We'll see. We'll see Dad and Grandpa cheering them on in Florida State. Just saying.
No. I'll call in sick.
Hey, so how do you feel? How are you feeling? Like what you think about today's game? Like,
well, let me start with
Hold it. Rousseau just sacked Hornerbrook again.
Oh, number 5
in the parking lot.
Quarterback got sacked again.
He sacked Hornerbrook again.
Oh no!
You're really, setting the bar high for this chat. You're really setting the bar high. By the way, this is nothing. I was introduced to the family like this.
Yeah, that's true.
But I was in Florida State gear.
That's true. What do you say, Logan? Logan with the donation. Thank you, Logan.
if the babies are kicking, they are canes. That's messed up.
Oh, that's a fact, though. That's a fact.
It depends, though. It depends. If they're kicking just to the right, then they're probably a Seminoles.
I don't think your team is one to talk about kickers.
That's
I
true.
would hold back on that comment. Let's
true.
take that back and reconsider.
Yeah, that is true.
I can get feisty too. I don't think the team right now is one to talk about kickers.
We've been missing all over the place. We miss right, left.
We've had Aguayo, and I know he's had a rough season, but let's think back in history.
Oh my God.
You guys cannot talk about a kicker right now.
Why you gotta go there? Look, before you even let's not even talk about the
That's
kickers.
true.
Hey, look.
That's why you want to switch the topic on kickers. We could talk kickers all day.
But I'll tell you what, we didn't need a kicker in this game.
That was one time. The other time we stopped the fourth down.
We didn't need a kicker in this game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he actually hit what 2 for 3, which is much better than we've been doing lately.
Hey, you think Willie's on is packing his bags already or what?
It's tough.
I think they're gonna give him another year.
Yeah. I mean, they should, because what's going on in FSU is a culture problem. It really is a culture problem, and it's a culture problem that existed since before Willie. It existed with Bimbos last year, because
our
you remember
program needs a complete just. Research.
Yeah. No, I told Junior it actually, and I told him when I was talking to him on the phone today, is that it's weird because they've always, I'm used to seeing them compete for national championships, and then to see FSU, not the fact that they're losing, but seeing guys arguing on the field, pointing fingers at each other, and just flat out giving less than 100% effort. That's not the FSU I've seen for 40 years of my life.
Yeah, but I don't feel bad about it.
No.
What makes me mad but
it just makes you feel weird. It makes me feel weird seeing them, because it's like seeing I finally found an analogy, because I was trying to come up with an analogy. It reminds me of watching Muhammad Ali or watching Larry Holmes when they get old, and then some nobody beats them up, type of thing, and stuff like that. I don't mean that. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean in a serious way.
No, but I'm definitely listening, but I'm seeing these comments because this is new to me. Being able to hear what you're saying and then extending this 10-year contract. Listen, we're not going to do that. You guys are riding high right now, but we're not going to do that. Just watch.
No, I think they have to give him at least another year. Let him get another recruiting class with his players.
But no one's going to want to recruit when we're not picking up.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm still all Florida State. I'm just mad, and I'm mad that I'm here sitting like this because I had big plans for him to wear I got a shirt and everything because I was ready, and I have to give it. And I think it's like a double-edged sword. I'm pissed because it's a different team when we play you guys. It's a different team. Why can't we excel like that every single game?
Not today.
That's very frustrating.
Wasn't a different team today.
Right. Yeah, but they play with a lot more effort.
Thank you.
Until the game got out of hand.
It's a different team.
I saw the entire.
Need a lot of work. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's a different team, so it makes me upset that why can't you play like that every time? No, we're not there yet. No, we were. I was hoping we could forget that. Jersey Kane. No, we're gonna skip that. But
she's going to. No. That was part of the bet.
What was the bet?
When she leaves, I'll let her be on here a few more minutes before. Like when she leaves, she has to throw up the U.
Oh, that's right.
That was the bet because I was supposed to do the chomp or whatnot.
Which we just did. We got
that
on video.
Thank you so much, Jay. Jay Way with the donation. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate it, partner. Thank you very much. He said, "Have her hold up that U."
Oh, that's so bad.
You want me to put the turnover chain around your neck? I got it back there.
No,
I got it back there.
That's about as far as I'll go. This hat was forced.
Throw it up.
And again, I'm only here because I know I would have made him do it.
I felt bad. I was like, you know what, babe? I kind of feel bad for you because it was like a really, got out of hand quick. So I was kind of like, maybe you don't need to go on. But then I was like, nah, you know what? Forget that. Because if we would have lost, you would have made me
for sure
go on here with my FSU gear.
But
that wasn't gonna happen, bro.
I had a very good friend that was an FSU alumni, and we would make bets every single year. And that was when Miami would, like FSU was finishing top 5, but they lose to Miami. And one year she actually had to mow the lawn in her bikini.
You know it, Jeff.
Terrible.
You know it, Jeff.
That's
hey, anything else you guys wanna go?
He'll never see this again.
Anything? Well, I mean, if you want to keep on making bets,
Watch. I'm waiting for the day you guys continue to have this show and we win because it's coming.
Logan, I got
It's
you.
coming.
I got
you.
you.
Guys are riding high, but you've been frustrated for the past couple of weeks.
Another.
Again?
Yeah, we have been. Yeah, we have been.
Thank
We
you.
turned. I do think we turned the corner with Pitt last week. I think you guys caught us at a bad time. I think if you guys would have caught us before last week, it might have been a different ballgame. I really do.
I'm just saying, you guys are sitting mighty high.
Hey, big dog,
but
big
you
dog.
have not been a consistent team,
Big dog.
and I don't even know that much about
Hey.
football. I'm not claiming to know much about football. Ask him.
I appreciate you being nice, big dog, but no, they never would have gotten us. I'm sorry. It was. Hey, before you go ahead and get out of here, you wanna do a little something?
No,
you
can't do that. That's blasphemy.
I had to.
That's blasphemy.
You're
Wearing
reading
that you on your hat and your shirt.
Hey,
What happened?
That's blasphemy with that you on your hat and your shirt doing that tomahawk chop thing. That's
not
blasphemy.
mine. I had to borrow this from him because it's not mine. So
before you sign out, though, you got to throw up that you. And in fact, you have to throw it up and say, Cohen, this is for you. Origin Greenblood's son, the little guy, he watches the show, and we always throw it up. So you say, Cohen, this is for you, as you throw up the you.
Baby, you're doing it for a little kid.
That's so messed up.
You're gonna like.
Well, I'm gonna do it for Cohen.
There you go. Do it for Cohen.
But just to show him.
Just to show that
you have to be a man of your word.
That's true.
I'm a woman of my word.
There you go.
Much as it hurts. Oh my God. It's pretty bad. There
you go. Cohen, that was for you.
That's it. Do it for the children. Yeah, that was only for the children. Willie T will be available to oh man.
Endo Games with the donation. He said, guys, can't ask for a better win for Manny year one at FSU. Largest margin of victory at Hard Rock North since 2001. There you go.
100%.
There you go, Endo Games. Thank you so much for the donation too, partner.
All right.
Thank you, Ellie, for being such a good sport.
We'll see you next year.
Go ahead and stand up.
Look forward for the
go
new
ahead
bet.
and stand up so they can
keep baking those twins.
Those are my future Canes, baby. My future Canes, baby.
A few times they'll be wearing Hurricane.
I just saw them throw up a little U. I just saw that.
You saw it, right?
Well, yeah.
They kick.
I can see the little U.
It's all in here.
They kick.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Way to be a good sport.
She was a really good sport.
Taking that L like a champ.
Oh, I tried.
Taking that L like a champ. All right. Let me go ahead and get back in here.
Am I excited, man? Oh, what a win. What a win.
Hey, let me go ahead and get Logan in here very quick. I know Logan wanna to get some things off his chest. I'm gonna see because I don't got my Bluetooth and all that good stuff on, so this might not be the best quality. What's going on, Logan?
What's good, brother? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Big dog, you hear him? You're good?
Yeah, I can hear him. Can you guys hear him good?
Oh man, hold up.
Let's see if the people in the chat can hear him good.
Can you hear the big dog, Logan?
Oh yeah, I hear the big dog, man. I want to give a shout out to the big dog, and I want to give a shout out to our O-line. FSU is known for blitzing, and our O-line shut it down all night. Big shout out to our staff. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to sit there and fire our staff and throw our staff under the bus. After 8 games, guess what? Our staff just came out against Florida State at Florida State, and we look well prepared. We played a hell of a game. Jaren Williams missed a couple throws, and we had a couple drops. But let me tell you something, man. This team looked well prepared.
Yep.
Well prepared, man. And we have to give this team credit, man. You cannot throw these dudes, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I started drinking. It's 7:14 where I'm at. Dude, I started drinking at like 1 because kickoff is at 1:30. So I poured my first cup of vodka at 1, and I'm telling you right now, man, I'm having a blast, bro. And I knew it was going to be this way. I knew it. I called it. I said 31-17. I was maybe a little bit off, I may have been a little bit off. But
Yeah. I said 27. I said
Hey, man, shout out to
27-17.
Lane,
So
bro.
I got the Canes.
And I had it 31-13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, hey, you make a good point, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. We're gonna go over stats and whatnot. But I know a lot of people are gonna be talking about, Greg and Jaren and stuff like that. But like you said, man, the offensive line, I mean, against Pitt and today against Florida State, only giving up 2 sacks today and only giving up 2 sacks as well against Pitt. I mean, I think the offensive line is making some serious strides, man. And Jaren said it. I think it was D Wiggins on his presser after the game. He said that Jaren told the O-line, he's like, hey, just give me 3 seconds. Just give me 3 seconds, and I'm gonna find you guys. So just give me 3 seconds. So
Jaren came out the tunnel and he said, "This blank, I'm not gonna curse on your channel." But
Yeah.
He said, "This is personal," and he said he cursed it up, bro. He came out there. He was like, "Yo, this is personal." Hey, man, good on him. I'm proud of our coaching staff because I really thought that we were gonna be undercoached and we were gonna be overwhelmed and play to their level. And when you come out there and you have a team like Miami that beat Virginia, who is one of the best in our ACC conference besides Clemson, and you beat Pittsburgh, and then you go on the road and you beat Florida State, man, this shows you that we have a team. We have a team and we have a staff who can do it. But you guys have to sit there and give this staff a chance. I'm telling you, stop with the fire Manny Diaz nonsense. Stop with the fire Dan Enos nonsense. Give this staff a chance until they really give you a reason to sit there and, you know what, give up. I got it. But you need to sit there and give this staff a chance, bro. Because we didn't get the run game going. The run game was not good tonight, all right?
Yeah.
The run game was not good tonight. But let me tell you something. One thing I'm so proud of, man, about this team is, first of all, we struggled all year. We lost to a Georgia Tech team that lost to the Citadel at home. And I was literally sitting there scratching my head, and I was like, man, this is going to be a tough season.
yeah.
But to sit there and this team, they keep fighting, bro. They keep fighting, whether it's on a coaching level or a player perspective. They keep going, bro. And we're still here. We're still here, man. We beat Pittsburgh. We beat Virginia. And we just beat FSU at home, bro. We got to keep going.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, nobody's going to stop us, bro.
Yeah.
And we got to keep going, man. For real, man. We got to keep going. We got to keep our head up. And the biggest thing right now, everybody, all 162 of us in this chat, we have to stick together and become family. Because no matter what happens, we're 4-4, and everybody's talking about, oh, this is a boring rivalry. Let me tell you something. This is one of the best Florida State time games I've watched in a long time because it was so competitive, and we competed. We competed to the last minute, man. I'm so proud of this team. I'm so proud, man. Our team did an awesome job. We were well coached, well prepared, and I'm proud of this team, man.
100%, man. 100%. Hey, Logan, man, thank you for calling in, brother, man, for getting some stuff off your chest, man. I agree 100%. We're gonna get into some more. We're gonna break down the game in full, man, and go over some stats. And yeah, like you said, man, I think it's important for us to stick and stand behind this coaching staff for now. We could still have some criticisms on some, positional coaches that we're gonna talk about as well. But yeah, man. Hey, thanks for calling in, brother.
All right, hey,
Thank you, Logan.
I'll tell you, man. I love you, man. I
Love you back, buddy.
When KJ Osborne scored that TD against Pittsburgh, man, that smile is unforgettable, and it shows you how much you're just committed to this team, man. And I really appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you.
Man. That's my boy, man. You give me hope. I love you, dog.
Love you guys back. Love you.
Because I've been drinking since 1:30 in the morning.
You enjoy it, Logan.
Hey, you enjoy it, and you enjoy this Canes victory, brother. All right, brother. All right, no problem.
Yeah, those are some really good points from
Absolutely,
Logan. I do want to get to a couple of questions here real quick on the chat. Stacy was asking about how this is going to affect recruiting. Stacy Hall. Stacy, bro, and I'm so sorry. We normally give shout outs to all you guys for signing in. There's a lot of you on there, but thank you so much, especially the guys that I mean, all of you that took out a little time on your Saturday night. Stacy, you were saying about recruiting. One of the guys that was there today that I really, really have higher hopes for because of this victory is Corey Collier, the really good cornerback. He's actually been playing him at safety some too, but I think him and Jason Marshall both are stud corners. And Corey Collier, I always thought was a Florida State lean because some of the things he said about the program, but he has visited Miami, and I think this victory opens his eyes some, especially how dominating the defense was and how much fun it was to play cover 2 with press man underneath. Finally, and you saw what happened. The defensive line came to eat. And so, Stacey, I think it's going to have a really good effect on our recruiting. And that's one of the ones I'm interested to see what happens with Corey Collier. He's a 2021 kid, so obviously I know that's off before we start doing our videos of 2021 kids. But the other thing also that was talked about was Bubba Bolden's injury. Guys, I'm a big believer in prayer. So those of you that are believers, I don't like forcing my beliefs on anyone. Please throw out a prayer to Bubba Bolden because that ankle.
I think he'll be good, man. He
that
banged it up.
Kind of ugly. That kind of ugly the way he bent back underneath him like that.
Hopefully it's not a break. Hey, Manuel Dominguez, I saw you were asking in here about if we're Cuban or if we're ashamed to be. Oye, somos cubano, people. We're never gonna.
100% cubano.
Oye, para que no lo sepa, ahora lo sabe. For those of you that don't know, of course we're Cuban. Everybody knows the Junior and the Big Dog family knows we're Cuban, man.
Yeah,
we've never shied away from that.
My father was 16 and a half years old when he fought in the Bay of Pigs, to give you an idea how Cuban we are. So that gives you an idea. He lied about his age. My old man lied about his age so he can go to the Bay of Pigs to try to overthrow Castro, which obviously didn't work. But that gives you an idea of our background. And by the way, my father passed away in 2011. So may he rest in peace. But he was 16 and a half and lied about his age to fight in the Bay of Pigs and fought bravely. He was fortunate. He actually got saved. He was going to be lost at sea. He got rescued by a boat. And he was one of 6 guys that were rescued. So he wasn't even taken prisoner. But that's the background of that. I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys to know.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna, because I know some people have already said it, guys. Did we not say that Jaron Williams can throw?
Thank you.
Did we not say that Jaron Williams can throw the big
yes,
the deep ball?
Please, can we please put that to rest?
Can we put that to bed now? Jaron Williams indeed can throw the deep ball.
How about that pass? People are focusing on the Jeff Thomas and D. Wiggins touchdowns, but that pass to Mike Harley, moving to his left, was a thing of beauty.
He wasn't perfect. I'm not saying he was perfect.
No. And I want to see better ball protection in terms of what he does in the pocket when he's in traffic. He needs to have both hands on that ball. I do think that one he was getting ready to throw it, but I want to see him. Obviously, those are things that as a redshirt freshman, you develop as you gain experience. But that's the thing. I wanted people to understand this. Couple of things bothered me about this whole quarterback thing. Number one was it got to the point that I thought a lot of fans that were actually so caught up in this QB controversy thing and the 5 Hive and the Jaron camp and the Tate camp, that they almost felt like, at least, that some of these guys started rooting against the quarterback that wasn't theirs because of the things that they had said on Twitter. Or I'm not talking about YouTubers, guys, because the YouTubers, Mark Dudley, thank you so much for the donation. He says, much respect, Junior and the Big Dog. Love your channel as a Michigan fan, and major props being that young to fight at the Bay of Pigs. Oh, thank you so much, Mark.
Hey, Mark, that you don't understand how much that means to us.
Yeah,
for that, man.
We're really, really proud. And you know that you guys, if you guys don't mind, let me just take Junior. I know you don't mind. I just want to elaborate something about my old man that I just want people to know. He was very proud of his service, but he didn't really talk to me too much about how the fighting happened. But later on, many years later, I got to meet several veterans that served with him. And the stories that I heard about my old man at 16 and a half and the bravery. In fact, one guy told me that he showed so much bravery that they were concerned that he was crazy because of how brave he was during the fighting. And that's something I just wanted to share with you guys because I'm really, really proud of that, and really proud of the service of my old man. And he actually went to serve. He went to enlist in the U.S. military and fight in Vietnam, but he had a bar surgically inside of his arm because he broke his arm really bad when he was like 10, 11 years old playing baseball. And the Army said that they would take him if he got the bar removed, and no doctor would touch the bar because how long it had been in there, and it was fused basically to the bone. So but that's the thing. Kenneth Lopez, go ahead.
We got another $5 donation from Kenneth, man. Thank you so much, Kenneth. I wanted to touch on a point here. I think Dante said it. I just had it on here, but I put it there. It is. He said we had a lot of points on the board. We had good/great field position all game. 100%. Thank you, baby. Enos needs to be more aggressive and trust Jaren to be consistent enough to do so. There was a point in time in the game there where
he got a little conservative.
He got way too conservative, man. Yeah. And I agree 100% with Dante. We did leave points on the board, man. You gotta trust your quarterback. Let it fly, man. Let it fly.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. One of the things, and curveball also, thank you guys. One of the things, and I'm not saying this to break my arm, patting myself on the back, but when we hit the pass to D. Wiggins, I was texting with Junior and Rick Hernandez, who's on our show, and I was saying, I want a deep ball on first down. And it was because Jaren was red hot on the deep ball. We were hitting it. It was there to be taken. Our running game wasn't working to have those consistent drives. Hit the deep ball. And sure enough, we hit the deep ball to D. Wiggins and put the game away. I think Strange Cloud, I think you're hitting it. I think Junior and I talked about this, that at the end of the Pitt game and today against FSU, that's the Jaren that we saw on tape. And that's why we would get angry sometimes. That was the second point of sometimes I get frustrated when people would say about Jaren and the deep ball. It's like, guys, I've seen him hit deep ball after deep ball after deep ball, and he throws a beautiful deep ball with great touch. And people are like saying, oh, well, you know, thank you. Captain Trips with a donation said, congrats, gentlemen. Captain Trips, classy as always. Thank you so much, partner.
And sorry, and sorry for your loss today, Captain Trips.
I know you're
a Gator, man. But hey, Captain Trips, man, you're always in here, Gator or not. You know, you're still supporting this channel and tuning in when you can, man. So
thank you.
Even being a Gator, man, we really do appreciate that. So respect to you, man.
Yeah, they were dealt a tough. You know, it's always tough when the other team, at least it's supposed to be. It hadn't been for us this year. It's always tough when the other team has a bye right before your game and especially a big game like that. So, but that was a tough loss.
Yeah.
And their other loss was one of the toughest places to play on the planet in Death Valley. So, you know, those are two tough losses there.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I think the fact that Jaren starting out the first game that he actually has, that he gets his feet wet in college football, the offensive line can't block anybody. And I think it really screwed up his internal clock, and the game started going really fast for him because of how quickly people were in his face. You know, I mean, you guys saw there was times that Zion and John Campbell barely touched the guy. And Jaren wouldn't even finish in his drops, and he was already getting pressured.
Right.
I think that sort of threw him for a loop and screwed up that internal clocks that quarterbacks have to have. And what I think was because of being out and whatever he was dealing with the shoulder issue, I think it really gave him a chance to reset, because the Jaren that I saw at the end of the Pittsburgh game and today against FSU, that's the Jaren that I've seen on film the whole time, which is I was telling guys, saying, guys, trusts me, he throws a beautiful deep ball. And obviously we were able to see it today. But go ahead, we got a donation there for Ian McAllister.
He says, we haven't lost a game of more than one score. If we clean up the little things, we will compete for the ACC. in the New Year's Six Bowl next season. I agree, man.
I agree. Yeah.
And look,
I think that's very valid.
Another thing, hey, shout out to Hurricane Lotso and some others in here in the chat, man, because I know you guys are Hive guys and whatnot, but you guys are giving Jaren the props, due. So you guys are being objective, man, and we appreciate that. We got another donation from Terry King. He says that's the team we've been waiting to see all year. Go Canes, 100%. Terry, thank you so much for the donation.
And I want to say this to Hurricane Lotso and to the Cozy Hives. Some of these guys like Wholesome, like Zoe. I think Coach Coop was a guy that was a Nkosi supporter. First off,
the whole Kane universe, Lotso. You guys are being objective and you're giving credit where credit's due, man. So respect to you guys,
and much love to you. Listen, that's one of the things that I loved and hasn't been talked about enough. When Jaren makes a big play and comes off the field,
what's good with you, Zoe?
Who is the first guy that you see with a smile ear to ear, jumping up and down, going crazy for Jaren's play?
Well, you saw him on the sideline. Is Nkosi.
Absolutely, with Nkosi.
Yeah.
Same thing when Nkosi was in there. Those guys acted with class and like brothers, and in a lot of ways acted better than the Canes family did when we started bickering about the QBs. Because those guys stayed together like brothers. Yeah. And I thought that that's the way it should be. And man, and that's, we need to take a lesson from, let two young guys who are still maturing as men, let them show us the way of, we can't ever let something like that happen again, where we get divided as a fan base and start getting into these camps, sniping at each other and sniping at the young men. That's uncalled for. They all wear that U on the helmet, and we should all be behind them. And we are, and you guys were also the ones that were in Cozy boosters, and I know you guys love that game just as much as we did.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like you guys just want the best for University of Miami.
Absolutely.
And we could have different opinions. That's fine, but at the end of the day, we want the Canes to win. And whether it's Jaren, whether it's Cozy, that's all we want at the end of the day.
And one thing I will tell you is Nkosi has handled this entire situation with as much class as I've ever seen a young man handle it.
Hey man, look. When Jaren was struggling, those two guys, man, and you heard them, coming in. Like even when Jaren got the nod, Cozy never wavered. He's like, hey, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like we're making each other better. And then you pan to the sideline after the the Canes are doing what they're doing against FSU, and then you see him and Tate there just smiling, and Cozy has a grin from ear to ear, man. Like he's happy for the dude because he's all about this you.
Yes, right.
And he wants to see the youth succeed, regardless if he's the one. Yeah, he has it tatted and everything.
He has it tatted up on him also.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, regardless, at the end of the day, Cozy wants to see the same things that we do.
And the guys that are like the Cozy Hive guys, you guys know, like when I was dissecting the quarterbacks, I was doing it analytically. As a
what's up, man?
Basically as an analyst. I did the breakdown analytically, and I wanted you guys to have that information. So but I never wanted to seem that I was downing Nkosi. It was just stating what I wanted you guys to understand, why I still thought that Jaren was the guy. So that's why, but I didn't want to down Nkosi in the least. And like I said, he's handled it with great class, and they're both Canes, and let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll.
Buddy says he was open, and Enos never called his number. Yeah, that's crazy.
That Buddy was wide open?
He was wide open. And
Enos Buddy, but I saw your 40 time, and I don't know, Buddy. I think it was measured with a calendar. So I was worried that even if Jaren hits you, you might not make it all the way to the goal line.
Did you see how fast D. Wiggins looked?
I'll tell you what, he doesn't have the acceleration like Jeff Thomas has or Mark Pope. But when D. Wiggins hits his top speed, there's nobody on the Canes roster that's faster than D. Wiggins.
Yeah, 100%.
Not even Lingard, dude.
Yeah.
Remember, he's also 6'3". So it takes Wiggins, it takes taller guys a little bit longer to accelerate.
Mhm.
But when Wiggins hits that top speed, well, he got timed at 23 miles an hour. This in camp, he was timed. He was the fastest Kane because he was the only one timed at over 23 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And when D Wiggins hits that top speed, he's gone. If he's even, he's leaving.
Yeah. Zoe says that he's the best quarterback. Play me and we'll never lose a game.
Zoe, I don't know, man. I don't know. That arm has a lot of miles on it, Zoe. I don't know if you can hit the deep ball, frankly. That's my question on the Zoe.
Yeah, that was a mistake, Lasso. And Manny said it. Like once he saw it was pressed and the safety, wasn't gonna help over the top because he went with the other route. I mean, that's it. It's there, man.
By the way, I'm glad you met
JT is a burner.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I want to give props where props is due. You guys know that I've been critical about JT4 and about him showing up. Not only did JT4 show up, not just the touchdown, okay, because that's not the play that impressed me the most. Yeah, he has speed, and Jaren hit him perfectly in stride, 7 points. The thing that surprised that I was most proud of JT4 is when Jaren gave him a chance to make a play and trusted him and threw one up for him. When JT4 saw that he couldn't catch it, he made sure to protect his quarterback
because that was a pick.
It would have been a pick.
That was
going up and taking the offensive pass interference. That play with JT4,
that was huge,
I was so proud of JT4 for making that play.
Yeah, that was huge.
It was huge. It saved the 3 points for us. Okay. And that was, I'll tell you what, that was something I was so proud of JT4.
That's smart. That's so smart, man. It's such a smart play, man, because
absolutely.
I mean, take the 15 yards.
I'll take the penalty.
I'll take the penalty all day over.
It's still our ball.
Yeah. Hey, Diesel Swag, man. It's not about
I appreciate that Diesel Swag, but dude.
It's not about him shutting you up, but aren't you glad that you saw what you've been waiting to see? I think that's what it comes down to with a lot of people that had their skepticism about Jaren Williams is that it's not that, oh man, I was wrong about Jaren Williams. It's that Jaren Williams showed you guys what you guys want.
What we've been talking about.
Well, right. Yeah, what we've been talking about, but what you guys have been wanting to see. And that's that deep ball threat where he could peel the top off of a defense. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to, man. It's not about who's being right or wrong, but I mean, me and the big dog have been trying to say, hey, Jaren could do it. He has the arm. He could throw the deep ball. It's going to come, man. So it's not about shutting you up, man. I'm just glad that, Jaren went out there, did his thing, and showed you guys that he's very capable of doing some of the things that a lot of people, were doubting. And even Manny said it. Like, he said that there was like a myth that Jaren couldn't do any make any deep shots or throw the ball deep because of his arm strength or whatever. And those myths were dispelled today against
that's the part I get frustrated because I'd be like, guys, we have a video in our library that shows him throwing a ball 60 yards going to his left. And it was like, he has all the arm strength in the world. And
Carlos Thurman just said it, man. And guys, we're gonna talk about Rousseau. Like,
and he finally had time.
We gotta talk about Rousseau, man. But this offensive line, like, did a really, really good job and giving Jaren time. And some of the things I saw about Jaren as well, like, even when he felt that pressure, he flushed out of the pocket, and then he's trying to make some plays with his feet, trying to extend plays. And that's some of the criticisms that were on Jaren. That was like, oh, and Cozy could get out of the pocket more, extend plays. We're seeing Jaren doing that as well. So, like, we're seeing
this is the
really
Jaren that
together.
I expected. This is the Jaren that I think we would have gotten. We saw that in the North Carolina game some, but I think really that Florida game really screwed up his internal clock. I really do.
And today, I do want to just put a clock. Like, today, obviously the sack fumble, that was him not being aware of that internal clock, man. He had plenty of time back there.
Yeah, he did. He should have gotten rid of it.
You either get rid of it or take off or do something, man. But you can't, you're asking your offensive line for 3 seconds, but they're giving you 5 back there. Like, you're counting in your head. That's it. You gotta get rid of it. So that was 100% all on Jaren.
I think it was the third down. Right, the third down, trying to make a play and just held on to it longer than he should have.
Yeah,
and some of the things with ball protection also. I mean, those are things that a young quarterback's going to improve upon. So he's still learning. He is definitely still learning. He has NFL level elite accuracy. And that's what I think you guys have seen. And you guys have seen that goes short, intermediate, and long. I mean, there's a couple of throws that he made that there really is. I mean, outside of the very best NFL quarterbacks, there's very few people that can make. The one that he threw to Harley, moving to his left, was amazing. Okay, absolutely, Jersey Kane. That was a heads-up play on JT4, big time play on JT4. And it's like Jaron said, JT4, I trust you. I'm going to give you a chance to make a play. JT4 saw he couldn't make a play and said, I'm going to protect my quarterback and I'll take the penalty, but you ain't catching this ball. And that was a heads-up play on JT4.
That was a huge play, man.
Damn, what was I was saying about Jaron? Oh, about the throw to Harley. The throw to Harley was beautiful. I mean, going to his left and just flicking it out there. And then the throw to KJ Osborne that he threw it. There was really three guys around KJ, and he threw it over the underneath guy. And then KJ was able to make a nice catch on it. Those type of throws are next level NFL accuracy type of throws.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I just love seeing from Jaron. And I really think he's just letting himself go.
Yeah. Terry King, man. Hey, you didn't even scratch the surface with that statement right there, because if Garvin does stay, don't forget we also have Jalen Phillips, and we got the New York connection. We got Jason Blessett, Jarrison Harrison Hunt. I mean, hey, this defensive line is
the
you got a lot of red shirts on this team right now that is gonna be a big impact on his defensive line, because nobody's talking about Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips was the #1 recruit in the country in 2017, man.
Yep.
So, I mean, the fact that we're going to have him next year as well.
Oh, my God. Him and Rousseau going at the quarterback at the same time.
Man, that's going to be so crazy.
My God. That's scary. You're going to see a quarterback just go, oh, hell with this shit. I'm just throwing it up in the air. Excuse my French. I'm just going to throw it up in the air.
And the New York connection, guys, by the way, is Jason Blessett, Jarrison Harrison Hunt, and Jalar Holly. I mean,
well, Jalar Holly's from Georgia, but
not Jalar Holly. Who's the other one from New York?
Adam El Gamal.
Oh my God, I got him mixed up.
Yeah,
he played basketball.
Yeah, Adam El Gamal.
Adam El Gamal is the basketball player. I don't know why I got confused with Jalar Holly. So yeah,
but when I always refer to New York connection, it's Blessett and Jared Harrison Hunt. Those are the two that I'm always talking about.
Gamal's from he's
an offensive tackle though.
No, yeah. But I'm saying when we talk about the New York connection, you gotta include Gamal in there as well.
I include El Gamal, but
I think those are three players for this team that we recruited coming all the way from New York, man. That is gonna be good, man. Because Adam El Gamal, if you guys haven't seen our breakdowns, go through our playlist and you'll see like our recruits and that we break down and whatnot. You want to talk about somebody that was playing basketball, man, that was dunking, all right. And this guy has athletic ability, strength, quick feet. I mean, and hey, we need depth on the offensive line.
He's a little underweight. He showed up a little underweight because he's not, he's a developmental type of offensive tackle. But I think that young man has a bright future also.
Big nasty 305 from your words to God's ears, man. We got Justin Flo coming in next week against Louisville. Hopefully he was watching this game and hopefully he sees that this team is making strides, man. This comes, I mean, this is big moving forward, and I think, the players having that player meeting, I think really, really helped out this team, because players are no longer just, looking to be coached up, and they're being held accountable, and they're holding each other accountable. And then you heard, DJ talking about it. You heard D Wiggins talking about it. I haven't seen all the pressers. I only saw Manny, D Wiggins, and DJ, because I was only able to see those before we got on. But I mean, the players are talking about it, that they felt like they turned a corner once they had that player meeting. And I think it was DJ that said it, that he even called out Jaron in the meeting, kind of like he was like, hey man, like I think DJ mentioned something about Jaron in that meeting, that players were telling him like, hey, like we need you, like we need you to step up.
You're the man, be the man.
You're the man, because they asked DJ about, what do you think about Jaron and how well Jaron played, and then he's like, he had to mature, he had to be a leader, and one of the things that was covered in that meeting was more leadership on this team, more accountability on this team. And I think that now that the players are holding themselves accountable, man, it's things are coming together. All right, this
Yeah.
offensive line is playing better. Our
You know-
defense is playing. Our defense the past few weeks have been playing.
Yeah,
lights out.
we got to give some shout outs on the defense.
Yeah, but before it was we were giving up a lot of yardage, and then our red zone defense was the one that was elite. I mean, today it was the defense entire game was elite. It wasn't just in the red zone. So
there's one thing, by the way, I wanted to mention. David Knopfer, I believe that's the way you pronounce his last name. He had mentioned about Rousseau. Unfortunately, Rousseau could actually leave. He is a redshirt freshman, so technically he could leave in the 2021 draft. Obviously, I hope that's not the case. I hope he stays for at least an extra year. But yeah, he can leave in the 2021. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, that's not the case. But that young man's just the truth. And by the way, I did say both 15s came through for me today, big time. How about 7 sacks in the last 2 games? 13 sacks on the season. Junior, Zoe wanted to get on with us. So if you can't, text him the number.
Give him my number and tell him to. I don't think I have Zoe's, man.
You don't have Zoe's?
I don't think so. Zoe doesn't like Junior. He only likes the big dog. Zoe. See, Zoe. No, just tell him to go ahead and text him my number and tell him to go ahead and call.
I will.
Go ahead. And then we'll just take Zoe and then that'll be it for the calls for today, because my phone is actually almost dying and I don't even have none of my Bluetooth stuff set up. But I wanted to get the chat's reaction, man, because I love engaging. Sometimes when you got just one caller on, man, and the chat kind of falls back. And my favorite part of doing these lives is just interacting with all of you guys and putting your comments on here, because all of you guys have some great feedback and opinions on what you guys see. It's great to get differing opinions on whatnot. Dante said Justin Flo saw a defense he could thrive in. Well, not just a defense he could thrive in, Dante, but with so many guys leaving, I mean, Shaq's gone, Pitney's gone, so there's an opening there. And then he sees what this defense could really do, man. And they were just dominant today, frankly. Isaiah Walker is second guessing his flip. Hightower wants out of the portal and back into the U. Wish he would say, wish Lingard was. See, Lingard is one I don't see Lingard staying, frankly. But Big Dog, you pointed something out to me, and I was just like, that's right. How many sacks does Chase Young have out of Ohio State?
13.5.
Where is Chase Young projected to go in the draft this year?
There's many say the number 1 pick.
Well, hopefully number 2. I think the Bengals might get the number 1 pick, so hopefully the Dolphins are there number 2. And I want the Dolphins personally to get Chase Young.
I want Chase Young.
I want Chase Young 100%. I like if we want to draft a quarterback with Pittsburgh's pick, they are probably going to finish inside the top 10 as well. You could get, depending on who the Bengals take, they might take Burrows, they might take Tua, whoever it is. I mean, you're still gonna have Herbert, you're still gonna have Jalen Hurts, you're still gonna have Fromm out there, So I mean, you're gonna have a lot of quarterbacks to pick from. But if I'm the Dolphins and I'm drafting, and the Bengals do select the number 1 overall pick, and it's a quarterback, we need to get Chase Young. But my point is that Chase Young has 13 sacks, my man. Okay, and he's played every single game this year. He has way more snaps than Rousseau, and look at what Gregory Rousseau is doing. I mean, it's amazing to me. It really is, man. And Big Dog's the first one, to his credit, that really opened my eyes to Gregory Rousseau and was telling me, hey man, this guy's flying under the radar, this guy's legit. And then I remember seeing him like in the spring, in the Spurs, the first year last year, the spring game at Hard Rock. And yeah, he became known as like the spring practice, sack king, the way he was doing. And I remember calling him, and I'm just like, dude, yeah, you were right, man. This guy Rousseau is the real deal, man. Like nobody guys. And the thing about Rousseau is that it's not just him being so tall, man, but he's so long that when an offensive lineman is trying to put their hands on you, man, and you have those long arms, man, you could keep their hands off of you. As Rousseau, as you've seen Rousseau do so many times, and you see him, when they put him on the inside and going against guards and whatnot. and he's still getting him off, and you're just like, this man cannot be stopped, and Garvin had a good game today as well, man. Props to the defense, like all around. I know we lost Bandy, we lost Bubba. Thank God they didn't.
Bandy, hey, how about Bandy? How tough he played against Terry. That dude doesn't. I don't care. He's 5'9". He don't back down from.
He didn't back down from it, man. And
he does not back down from nobody.
That's a matchup we thought FSU was gonna exploit. Frankly, was that matchup against Bandy, because the
6'4" or 5".
He's 6'5",
9 or 10. Right.
6'5" against 5'9", and hey, Bandy held his own, man. And Bandy's a dog. We've always said it. Bandy's a dog, and he didn't back down from that challenge at all in the least. So, I mean, that was awesome to see from Bandy. Shaq didn't look slow today. I'll tell you,
man, he played a ball game.
I know some people were talking about that Shaq looked slow and whatnot.
If I'm not mistaken, he has like 3. I think he had 3 tackles for loss. Let me double check the stats here.
The TFL, I think I got him pulled up. I
think Shaq had 3 tackles for loss. 3.5.
There you go.
3.5 tackles for loss. He was a leading tackler with 9, 5 solos, 3.5 tackles for loss. Rousseau, 8 tackles, 7 solo, 4 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. Gregory Rousseau has 7 sacks in the last 2 games, and he started 3 games and has 8 sacks in the 3 games that he started.
That's ridiculous. Hey, we got from my
fourth. This was the 4th game he starts.
From what I'm seeing, we got 208 people in the chat, man. If you guys haven't hit that like button yet, please hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe, hit that notifications bell so you get notified anytime we do upload a video. We go live after every single game. If not after every single game, we'll go live the next day early in the morning. But we do go live on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you're watching us on Facebook, man, check us out on YouTube. So yeah, man, hit that like if you guys can, man. Over 200 people in the chat, man. So we really do appreciate everybody.
And it does help us. Yeah. It does help us when you hit the like with the algorithm, guys.
Absolutely, man. Let's see.
That's a good point, Deuce. Put up Deuce's comment.
Let me see where you at, Deuce. He says, I'm no hater. From the time I saw JW's interview last week where he owned his shortcomings, he owned his shortcomings. As an athlete, when you realize that it's only you holding you back, you instantly become better. Yeah, man. Yeah. He talked about it. He thought that he had to get better. He had to get better. So
Manuel Soto's about Robert Knowles.
Oh man, that's another thing, man.
That's the dude, guys.
That third down play, especially, man.
I am as happy for him as I am for any person on this team. To see Robert Knowles play the way he's played this year. He's been our most. I know he's not going to make the splash plays that Bubba and Gervin Hall can make. Okay, he doesn't have that type of ability. Okay, that's right. I get that, but the guy that in our secondary, and this even includes Bandy, that we've been able to count on the most this year to do his job properly, it's Mr. Robert Knowles.
Yeah.
And we have to take our hat off to him because we really needed him. Remember, we lost Amari Carter for 2 games. We didn't get Bubba Bolden approved when we thought we were going to. And for Robert Knowles to step in and play the way he has played is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see a young man who's had his struggles, who keeps working. He's a monster in the weight room. He's a monster on the practice field and keeps working. To see him play like he has been playing this entire year, especially today, but this entire year, man, you have to take your hat off and root for that young man.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man, like hopefully the Bubba injury is not serious. I know it looked bad. Hopefully it's nothing broken.
I hope not.
I hope not, man. Because hey, Bubba's a player. But I will tell you this, man. We all, as the Canes fan base, feels differently about.
Do you have that? 20. Has that been like verified?
Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell rigor mortis. Don't tell me that, man.
I hope not.
I don't think there's no way. It's too early for that. Too early for it to be.
They would know. They would know because they have X-ray at the stadium. But maybe not release it.
But they're not gonna release that. Like, I don't think.
I hope not.
I did see him put a little bit of pressure on him, man, when he was walking back to the locker room.
He did put some weight on it, but depends on what bone it is. You can put weight on it with a broken leg, depending on a bone, because you have non-weight bearing bones. But I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping it's just a really bad sprain. One of the good things with Bubba is that body type, where he's like lanky. That body type usually is really flexible. So I'm hoping that maybe it's just a it's just a bad sprain. But man, I hope it isn't, because Bubba makes plays.
I don't think it's a break. I really don't. I don't think it's a break. Hurricane Lasso, yeah, I don't think it's a break, man. Hopefully,
I hope not.
Hopefully,
I hope not. It was ugly though.
Like an Achilles.
I didn't think it was Achilles. I thought it was an ankle.
I think it's all ankle. I just think he like really. It could be a severe sprain, man. But I don't think he broke it.
I think it's like he had the pressure on the inside part of his foot. So that's what it looked like to me. If there's anything broken, I would think, or anything like serious wrong, I would think it would be a broken bone in his ankle.
You know what it is to break an ankle, man.
Yeah.
After you get your first interception, your first turnover chain, like I was just like, yeah.
And he seems like such a great kid too, man. And he reps the U better than anybody. I mentioned this on Zoe's show.
But I think
I'm not saying all of it, guys, because I know the coaching staff deserves the credit, but Bubba Bolden deserves some of that credit for the transfer portal, for what we did in the transfer portal. Because with guys like Jalen Phillips, and obviously Brevin Jordan does too, but with Tate Martell, some of those guys, Bubba and the way he reps to you had part of that going. And he deserves a ton of credit. So I have a lot of love for Bubba Bolden. So I'm hoping that it's not anything serious, and I hope that he's able to come back and play.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Ghost, man. I don't think it looked as bad as some people are making it out to be, man. So I don't think it's me personally.
It didn't look as bad to you as it did to me.
It didn't look like a break.
It just, he caught it. I mean, he got trapped. That ankle got trapped right underneath his body.
Yeah, but I just think I don't think he would have been able to put any pressure like on that ankle if it was a break. Me personally, that's my opinion.
That's possible.
But before we keep on going, man, we got Shawnee Green says, "Hello, Junior, the Big Dog. Taz talks about your show all the time at our job. He told me to follow y'all show, and yes, I'm loving the show. Canes for life. Thank you so much, Shawnee Green, and give Taz because I don't think Taz is in here tonight. But give Taz a shout out. From Junior and the Big Dog as well, man.
Absolutely.
We really do appreciate it. And welcome to the Junior and the Big Dog family.
Absolutely.
And anybody else that hasn't subscribed yet, please do so. And hit that like button if you can.
Put Guzman Chris's comment about Bubba. He does have that old-time U swag. That's exactly how Bubba Bolden plays.
I love the way Bubba plays, man. Yeah, 100%. He has that U swag. I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, those guys coming from that came part of like, it felt like well, obviously we had Brevin before we had Tate, but then Bubba and Tate are real cool. Obviously they played together in Vegas, and it felt like almost if we didn't get Tate, we probably wouldn't have had Bubba. And you want to talk about somebody that ever since he was transferring to the University of Miami was repping the U constantly left and right, constantly trying to recruit more guys to come to Miami. I mean, Bubba came from USC, man, and he is all about this university.
I don't think Jalen Phillips comes. I don't think Jalen Phillips comes if it wasn't for Bubba. I know he had a relationship with Brevin too, so obviously Brevin had a good part in that also. Yeah, and obviously our music program, because Jalen Phillips is really into music, and our music program has something to do with it also. Yeah, but I think those guys really put on the full court press on them. You guys want me to go over the stats? You want to do it, Junior? I got them pulled up on my phone, but if you want to do them, you do them.
Hold on, I was wrong. I was wrong. JW for real.
Sean, it's JW's all of our guys, man, and there's no shame in that. It's not like, and I said that before, and I'll say it again. Nkosi has plenty of talent to play at the Power 5 level and to succeed. So that's not, and even Tate, I think in the right offense could be dangerous. So that's not a knock at all. I understand that, and thank you for saying that, and thank you for the donation, John.
Thank you so much,
Really
man.
appreciate it.
HJS Kane says, "Do we know if Baker called the defense or Manny did?" Baker still is still calling the defense, man. Manny's more involved, and I think Manny might be a little more involved than he's leading on. But it does seem that Baker's the one that's calling the plays on defense, man. And if Manny, I think Manny was giving Baker a lot of control early on, frankly, and I think Manny felt, obviously, rightfully so, because our defense, ever since we.
By the way, do you think Blake Baker's been watching the show? Because you know what I didn't see one time today? I didn't see Gregory Rousseau in coverage one time, and I saw him at the defensive end a bunch.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's what we've been talking about.
Yeah,
you got the best pass rusher in the country. Don't put him in coverage.
Hey, Jamaica Kane, we're not. No, we're not saying Tate.
No.
We want to see Tate with Jamaica Kane. We're
not
not at all.
I'm just saying in the right system. If you build a system that's geared to him, like for example, Nevada, Las Vegas, they run that type of system that Tate could be successful in. That's what I meant by that.
Me personally, I don't think Tate would work well in this system at all.
No.
And I don't think
not a fit.
We'll be able to exploit our skills on the outside with our wide receivers, our tight ends, as
it's
much
not a fit.
with Tate as Nkosi or Jaren. I think they have the arm and they're more. They pass the ball much better than Tate. Tate's a better runner. He's a better athlete than Nkosi and Jaren. But when you got to pass the ball, man. If you want to run a spread and you got these athletes like we saw today, man, you got D Wiggins that could peel the top off of a defense, and you got Jeff Thomas, and you got tight ends like Brevin Jordan and Will Mallory. You need a guy that's going to get him the ball accurately, and a guy that you could count on when it comes to his arm. And frankly, so we're not on here trying to push for Tate, but we're just saying that Tate could be a baller
in the right system.
In the right system, he could be a baller. But yeah, to your question, HDS Cage, I think he is.
Shawnee, put up Shawnee Green's comment. He was talking about Taz going around putting up the U everywhere at work.
Oh, you know it. Taz going crazy now. Going around putting the U sign in the air with the turnover chain around his neck. Oh, you already know you have to, man. That's it. This is the greatest thing about when you beat a rival and when you beat Florida State, man, is that bragging rights, baby. We just beat y'all 3 years in a row with 3 different quarterbacks. What you got to say about it? And this wasn't a close game.
Dante's comment, I think, is really on point with what you were saying about Blake Baker.
Dante's on fire always.
Yeah, Dante's on point all the time.
Manny has set perimeters on what Baker calls. He showed Baker what he preferred as a defensive game plan. Plus, he helps with the development of the game plan. Blake Baker calls the plays. That's one. You said it perfectly. That's 100%.
I think that's exactly the way it's happening.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, and that's exactly what I believe as well, Dante. And rightfully so. I think Manny definitely needs to have his hand in this defense because we've seen a different defense ever since he did have his hand. He's put his hand more on his defense, more involved with the defense. So Sean Dinger, yeah, she was here, man. My wife did show up. Props to her for being a good sport about it.
She did.
She was on here for a few minutes with her U gear, U shirt, U hat on, and she threw up the U before she left and whatnot. So if you didn't see it, man, you gotta see like the first 10 minutes of the show, man. She jumped on here and she was that was funny, man. That was funny. But props to her.
Army Kane wanted to know if it was there somewhere he could rewatch the game. Army Kane, I haven't looked, but I imagine it's on ABC on demand. I would think you should be able to watch it there.
Yeah, maybe. If not, for sure tomorrow it'll be up on YouTube. At least a condensed version.
That's true. 904 Hurricane says ESPNU probably does replay it because they usually do replay it over the weekend and stuff late at night. So but if not, I think ABC does have it on demand, so I think you should be able to see it on demand.
Yeah,
I would think.
No paper bag. No, yeah. Hey, that's right, big dog. I forgot about that. Hurricane Harden just said no paper bag. It wasn't just me being dressed up with FSU stuff. It was
I was gonna wear a paper bag if we lost.
You were gonna wear a paper bag.
Yeah, so. I really do feel like somebody in the chat was mentioning earlier about
that's what I'm praying for, Dante. That's what I'm praying for. She says that my wife should think about switching to the youth because she's gonna be outnumbered 3-1 soon.
Heck yeah, and you know, and you know, Grandpa is gonna be the favorite because Grandpa always gets to spoil them.
It's gonna,
So you know they're gonna want to root for the team that Grandpa does.
It's gonna be so crazy.
You know how that goes. And Grandpa's gonna start telling them, "Hey, it's all about the you." Their first words.
Oh yeah,
their first words are gonna be, "It's all about the you."
They're gonna be indoctrinated early, man. I mean, they're gonna get their, yeah. I'm gonna drill it into their heads, man. So, mommy's gonna do her fair share, but yeah, come on now. They're gonna be Canes, but
they're gonna be Canes.
We
it's
know
all
this.
About you.
We
That's
know
all.
this.
You want to go ahead and knock out the stats?
I got you. Sorry. So let's
go. And by the way, you guys were asking. They were asking in the chat before who's gonna win the fight. I got Masvidal. Not only do I have, of course, I'm going to go with my Cuban from Miami from the 305, and he's a Kane fan too. Not only am I going with Masvidal, what's that? Oh yeah, I saw the message he sent out. That was cool. The Masvidal sent out a message on Twitter and stuff to Kane's fam and how to the Kane's team how we were going to beat FSU today.
Hey, any of you guys in the chat can help me out, man, where I could possibly see the fight, like maybe a link or something, because I'm not gonna order the fight. So if anybody here has any recommendations on a link or something where I could watch the fight, man, I would really appreciate that.
I'm actually ordering it as we speak because it's 10 o'clock already.
Yeah.
I do. By the way, not only do I have Masvidal, as tough as Nate Diaz is to stop, I think Masvidal stops him. I actually think Masvidal gets the knockout today. And Diaz is a tough dude to knock out. He has his share of losses, but you're not going to knock him out easily.
Yeah, Andy K, I'm going to go ahead and get to your question. First, I'm going to read off some stats quickly for you guys. I'm going to start with Florida State. Horner Brook, he went 17 of 24 for 135 yards, 1 touchdown.
17 completions, only 135 yards.
Yeah, exactly. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Cam Akers had 2. What? Oh yeah, obviously a 2 for 2. He threw 2 passes, and we called that too, man. I knew it was gonna happen because they started getting some success running Cam with the Wildcat. So I was like, okay, now that they got some rushing yards, the D's gonna move up a little bit, try to stop Cam, and that's when it's gonna open up the pass, and it sure did, but it didn't cost us too much, man. Blackman came in the game, at the end of the game, but he just had a 1 completion for 13 yards. And obviously he got hit. He got hit for the INT. Gervin Hall with the INT and to basically, seal the game. And we put him away, man. So Cam Akers, I think some people said it in the chat earlier. For those of you that don't know, he only averaged 3 yards per carry, man. He carried 22 times for 66 yards. So yeah, we held Cam in check. And personally, I don't think he was 100% healthy. But shoot, neither was DJ. But
that's right.
At the end of the day, man, you suit up. A lot of people are not healthy out there, so I'm not trying to hear those excuses. And
somebody on the chat said something is true. Every time it was Shaq against Cam Akers 1-on-1, Shaq got him on the ground.
Yeah, and Cam was talking a lot of junk early on, man. But all that trash talking it's funny because FSU was trying to I don't know if they were trying to intimidate because we were in Doak, or what they were trying to do, man. But yeah, they were running out the mouth a lot. And what I loved is that, we were cool for the most part. You had that little skirmish with Bandy, which, that was going on a lot all game. And on that penalty, I think it was more Bandy, if I'm being objective. So I think we got away with one there.
But you know what though? Even if they call the penalty against Bandy, I'm still with what he did.
Oh yeah,
you gotta let them know you ain't gonna get punked.
You ain't gonna back down. I might be 5'9", you might be 6'5", buddy, but
that's right.
You ain't gonna.
If you're gonna kick my backside, you're gonna have to start kicking.
Yeah, 100%, man. So
I'm gonna be here.
So yeah, man, they were yapping out the mouth a lot early on, especially Cam, and yeah, after the game started taking its course and whatnot, they started being a little more quiet, and I just feel like after
that touchdown to Wiggins, it was over.
Yeah, that touchdown to Wiggins, man, it just the air just came out the building, you know,
It
and I started seeing some quit, man, and I've seen some quit from Florida State, not just today, but I've seen some quit from Florida State from the players under Willie, and that's a problem, man. That's a big problem because one thing I've said that regardless of our record, and I think I said it on Twitter, I'm just like, we have issues in the kicking game. We have issues, you know, offensive line. They're getting better, but I haven't seen any quit in this team. You know, even when they face adversity, you know, we've been one score away from.
We could get mad. We could get mad at them for not preparing right, not starting games right, not playing with intensity, the missed tackles. But our team has never quit.
Yeah,
our team has never quit.
Right. So yeah, talking about that matchup, man. Tamari and Terry only had 4 receptions for 40 yards. Gabe Neighbors had 3 receptions for 40 yards. DJ Matthews 4 receptions, 24 yards. We held them in check, man. We held them in check. Cam Akers 3 receptions for 23 yards. One of them was a touchdown, obviously. But yeah, that's when they started getting some momentum running out of the Wildcat and whatnot, and they started, you know, trying to get Cam in more open space. But what I loved about our defense is, you know, from sideline to sideline, we just looked fast, man. You know, Cam Akers was trying to find some holes. He wasn't finding much, you know, in the interior, which, you know, credit to the guys like Ford and Bethel and Nesta and Miller. You know, I think they did a great job. Our run defense has been good this year, guys. It's been good, and you got to give credit to our tackles for sure. So
this game and to a certain extent the pick game, but more this game, I saw a defense like our defense last year, and that shows you when our offense goes the way it is and our defense plays like last year. That's who we're gonna be.
Yeah, 100%, Deuce. He says FSU has more ego than grit. They got issues that Titan alone can't solve. 100%, man. And
Deuce,
I'm not blaming it all on Willie, man. Because
no, that was there before Willie.
That team was quitting already with Jimbo. Before Jimbo left, I saw some quitting that team, man.
I like calling him Bimbo. Actually, I shouldn't call him Bimbo because of Bimbo Coles.
Whatever, that dork ball. Like they were already quitting, man. So I'm not blaming everything on Willie.
No.
You know, but
Willie walked into a toxic situation.
Oh, he walked in. Yeah, he really did, man.
Completely. That last year of Jimbo's in Tallahassee, that team started to quit on him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you guys remember, in fact, when remember that Jimbo almost got into a fight with a fan and stuff like that, walking off the field?
Yeah.
Because that team, they get down and they just start shutting down, pointing fingers at each other. Guys not giving, not putting out. It was Willie walked into a really bad situation, and that sort of shows you why talent isn't. Because you guys know we talked about this. And by the way, I just want to point this out once again for those of you that know why I have absolutely no use for the star system rankings. Greg Rousseau was a 3-star. Just want to point that out. And Stevie Wonder can watch his tape and know that he was a 5-star talent. But I digress. But anyways, the talent that Florida has from 2015 to 2019, Florida has 9 5-stars, and they have 10 more 4-stars than Clemson does.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you an idea of FSU's talent on the roster. Mm-hmm. Yet you see they're 4 and 5 and really struggling, and when they get down, it's over. Now you see, and that talent isn't going to win the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm.
And our talent's there. So go ahead.
So let me just go ahead and just
the rest of the stats. Did you give the Miami stats and stuff?
Nah, let me go ahead and get to the Canes, man. So Jaron, as you guys know, he was 21 for 37 for 313 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had over 200 yards already at halftime, man. I think Eno started to get a little conservative, you know, in that third quarter, man. And you know, I think Jaron could have thrown for 4 plus.
You could have put up 4 bills on him if Enos would have kept the. And I think he's starting to develop confidence, not so much even in Jaron, in the offensive line. I think he's starting to say, okay, I can just take these deep shots that the offensive line is going to hold more often than not.
Yeah.
So
for sure. So DJ had 18 carries for 61 yards. So
tough yards.
No, especially on that run on third down that he got the first down, man. That was such a big run by DJ, man. I mean, that
Huge.
That took a lot of air out of FSU. I feel like that third down run, especially the way we were running the football the entire game, man. And then you give up the first running first down that we had all game, frankly, and especially in a crucial point in the game like that, man. That just is big. And DJ comes to play, man. DJ is not 100% healthy either, man. But you know what? When his number was called, man, I mean, he did what he had to do, man, and he was running tough all night. We didn't see much of Harris at all. It was the DJ show. So I think he does a better pickup with the blitzes sometimes. You know, DJ is trusted more back there because I think he did a great job a few times, you know, picking up blitzes. And so yeah, it's not just a stat sheet. It's not just, you know, how much you run for, but you gotta be, you know, part of your job is to pick up blitzes and to throw some blocks when you have to. And DJ did that. So, you know, big ups to DJ, man. I think he had a really good game. You know, even if the stat sheet doesn't say so. But
guys, I sorry to interrupt you, dude.
Oh, you're good, big dog.
I just want to say this in the nicest way as possible, guys. I see some of the comments. What I'm asking you guys is, please, in the comment section, respect each other, man. I don't like.
I'm not even looking at it. So
yeah, some of the comments, guys. I understand that sometimes people get heated, but please do it with respect, guys. I mean, that's something that is really important to me. That I don't like. You know, discussions and disagreements are fine, and everybody gives their opinion, but please do it with respect to each other. All right, go ahead, man.
All right, so yeah, when it comes to receiving, man, Jeff Thomas, obviously, yes, you showed up, big dog. You showed up, and
I love that play, guys. You have no idea.
Forget about the 4 receptions. He had 4 receptions for 84 yards, yes, and that touchdown. But that play, man, where he got that offensive pass interference, that was a pick. That was a 100%. That was an interception on Jaron. I mean,
guys, and that's the thing is that people don't understand. You know, I hate to do. It's hard for you to understand if you haven't played football. That what was going on that play is Jaron saying to JT4, you know, I'm going to give you. I know you're covered, but I'm going to give you a chance to make a play. Here's the ball, okay? And then JT4 responding to Jaron, I can't catch it, but I'm not going to let it get picked.
Yeah.
And he took that penalty. That was a heads-up play on Jaron's part to give JT4 the chance to make a play. That was a heads-up play on JT4's part to protect his quarterback.
Yeah.
That was a thing of beauty. To me, if you ask me, the throw to Harley, that was amazing, you know, rolling out to his left, the way Jaron put it in there. And that play by JT4, those were my favorite plays of the game. Seriously.
Yeah.
Even more than the touchdowns to JT4 and Wiggins, those 2 plays were plays that I went, oh, man, that's my team.
Hey, man,
that's what I want to see.
Turnovers, you know, could completely turn a game around.
I could have given them momentum at a time that the game was still in its balance.
Absolutely, man.
And you could even tell the way JT4's head was working. It was like, oh, man, I can't catch this, but he ain't going to catch it.
He ain't going to catch it, 100%. I'd rather 15 negative yards over interception.
Dude, I was so proud of JT4. I was like, man, thank you. That's the dude that I think you can be. If just keep your head on straight and be that dude.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know why. Oh, never mind. Yeah, 100%. All right, so let me just finish running through these stats. Wiggins. You love to see it, man. You love to see it. He had 4 receptions for 74 yards and a touchdown as well. It's kind of crazy. It didn't look like it, but especially on that 4th and 10, you know, Brevin came down with that big pass, but he had 6 receptions for 48 yards. DJ Dallas 2 for 44. That screen early on in the game, man, was really opened it up. Harley, obviously that lone pass from Jaron. It went for 34 yards on that one. KJ had a couple more drops, man.
He had a rough time. He made a couple of really nice punt returns, though.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And he blocked his butt off on the perimeter. It just didn't turn out, you know, for all that much. But yeah, he did have a couple of drops. Yeah, a couple of big drops because there was one that Jaron put right on his stomach.
Right.
And I was like, how does KJ of all people drop that? So
Yeah, so
he didn't have, but then he also made that on that beautiful throw that Jaron made, where the three guys were.
Wow, that was a heck of a catch.
KJ made a really nice catch on that one.
That was a heck of a catch. He had 3 receptions for 21 yards, and Mark Pope, I believe it was just that one screen pass where he gained the 8 yards. The man, the MVP on defense, man, Mr. Gregory Rousseau, he had 8 total tackles, 4 sacks. And I think I believe how many of those tackles? I think a few of them.
He had 4 sacks, 8 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss. I think. Hold on, I added my phone.
I think you got the TFLs pulled up. I don't have the TFLs.
I pull up the ESPN game summary that they always give really good game summary.
Yeah,
with all the tackle breakdowns and everything.
Right.
Here we go. I have Rousseau with 8 tackles, 7 solo, 4 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. Shaq had 9 tackles, 5 solo, 3.5 tackles for loss. The other sacks were Nesta had a sack. Nesta had 6 tackles, 4 solo, and the sack one tackle for loss. Amari Carter had a sack. Trayvon Hill had a sack. John Garvin had a sack. Good, John. You got to get off the schneid for me, buddy. I know you coming on. He's had a couple in the last couple of weeks.
He's coming on.
John Ford had a sack. John Ford's playing like a beast.
Yeah, he is, man.
I'd like to see John Ford. I know they both like playing the 3 technique, but I'd like to see John Ford and Nesta in there quite a bit. How about Jordan Miller, guys? How about every time Jordan Miller goes on the field, you know that dude's on the field.
No, exactly. 100%, big dog. Well said.
Jordan Miller is for you guys that don't know, he's our strongest cane.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to throwing weights around, Jordan Miller is a monster.
Yeah.
And when he's on the field, he plays with an edge. And Jordan has to be in that rotation going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see his stats. I don't know if they have them. Oh, here he goes. 2 tackles, 2 solo, 1 for loss. 1 tackle for loss for Jordan Miller. Played really, really well.
Oh, Dan Kane, man. I'm so sorry, brother. I just because I don't get them on my computer, the notifications, but I did get a notification on my phone, man. Dan Kane with a $10 donation.
Thank you so much, Dan.
He says, doesn't it feel good to beat the nose and see our team start to gel? Yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, it feels amazing. It really does, man.
This is embarrassing, but I'm serious, man. I actually got chills. I have no shame.
That's embarrassing, big dog.
No, dude, but yeah, I mean, I've had some great, wonderful family things happen in my life and stuff. With those are understandable. Getting chills. I got chills about how good I felt when that game was over, and just seeing the guys that I believed in, like Rousseau, like Jaron. Seeing even the guys that weren't necessarily guys that I was high. I've been high on D Wiggins. D has had some issues with drops. Seeing him make a big play. I mean, all those things, guys. I mean, I was so proud of our defense, seeing Nesta play the way he did, seeing Jordan Miller, seeing John Ford. Seeing Trayvon play with intensity. I hope Trayvon looked like his back was bothering him some.
Yeah, I did see him.
After that one play. So I'm hoping that's not anything serious.
Hey, Hurricane Harden just said it, big dog.
Marvin Wilson. Yeah, there you go.
When did you hear his name?
That's
game.
Yeah, Corey Gaynor did a job.
All game long, man.
So did Jakai, and with all due credit, so did Devon Donaldson.
Yeah,
with
he
all
did.
due credit. Now, our run blocking, I was not happy with our run game. I mean, we only got, you mentioned DJ already, 18 for 61. Cam Harris had 2 carries for -5 yards. And Jaron, they include the 2 sacks in your yardage total.
We're on the offense already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our running game, that concerned me a little bit, guys, because we ended up outgaining them 353 to 203. So our defense held them to 203 yards. The only thing was, out of 353 total yards, 313 was the passing game. So our running game, technically, because of the sacks being deducted, was only 40 yards. Obviously, it was more like 60, but we need to do better in the run game.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. And Campbell did really well. John Campbell might end up being Deuce. He might end up being one of those guys, sort of like Donaldson in a way, obviously a different body type, that they might have a tackle body, but they have a guard skill set.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be John Campbell's future also.
Yeah.
Might be as a guard and not as a tackle.
Hey,
He doesn't have the feet as quick as I'd hope.
yeah. Guzman Chris, man, just said this, and this is something that we were gonna touch on a little bit, talking about so can we say Eno still called a mediocre game even though we won? We still haven't seen Brevin put out there when they stated we will use them a lot more.
I mean, he did have 6 catches in all fairness, but his point has merit.
His point does have merit, in my opinion.
His point has merit because Enos did not. He took his foot off the gas pedal, and it almost let them get back into the game, and they should never have been back in the game.
Yeah.
And that deep ball was there,
and your
offensive line was holding, and we got a little bit too conservative because we had the 14-point lead.
Yeah. Yeah. He did get conservative, man, but I feel like
I think he's starting to trust the offensive line a little bit more. So maybe he gets a little bit of a pass because of how our offensive line has struggled protecting.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when you have, George Wallace, the comedian,
mm-hmm.
he said that he used to have a joke. He said that's, sometimes I'm going to butcher it because I'm not a good comedian like he is. But he said that some sayings he doesn't understand because he says, like, the saying is don't kick a man when he's down. And he's like, what better time to kick a full-grown man than when he's down? He's right by your foot.
Right.
Well, I'm a believer in that in football. And when we had him down, I wanted to see us go to for the throat.
Yep.
And you saw I kept texting, come on, man, start calling some deep shots. It's there. They were trying to press us to try to take away our running game and to try to do a lot of blitzing. FSU loves doing all those blitzes. And it was like, man, our protection, call max protect, and hit them deep. And then when they finally score, what do? We come back and hit the deep shot to D. Wiggins that basically iced the game. I think we could have done that a lot earlier. I think Enos got a little conservative, and I think part of it was fear with the offensive line holding up and all the blitzes that FSU does.
Right.
So,
yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on that, man.
Yeah, but overall, I think it's a solid B. It's a solid B plus.
Yeah.
Would you give him a B?
Enos, yeah. I just
904 says the way our defense was played, they played it safe. And you're right, 904 Hurricane. And I get that thinking, but I'm a believer, man, that football, especially against a team like FSU in a game that's like that type of emotion game, you got to step on their throats when you got them down.
Yeah.
You got to step on their throats. So,
yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, we'll see, man. Like, I think today was a step in the right direction. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see, a better offensive line could change the play calling a little bit. And yeah, to your point, Hurricane Harden, Jaron Williams and our O-line is growing up right in front of our eyes. That can make a difference in some of his play calling, man. But I didn't like I understand it was weird because the refs thought that there was a sub, so we didn't convert on that fourth down. But I'm still not liking the personnel when it comes to short yardage situations.
We have a human ball of muscle named Robert Burns. Please use him in short yardage. Please, 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 please. At least one time, give him a shot in short yardage, please.
Yeah.
This is a young man who had five again with the star system, but he had 5-star talent. He ended up not being a 5-star because of the injuries in high school. But Robert Burns is healthy. Part of a coach's job, and we talked about this today with that buddy of mine, Rick, is you look at your roster and you analyze what are the strengths of your individual players, and you figure out ways to utilize those strengths and to minimize their weaknesses. Okay, so for example, let's say you have a scat back. Well, a scat back, you're probably not going to use him between the tackles as much as you're going to use outside in comparison to somebody who's not that way. Then you have runners that, even though they might not be the biggest guys, are really good between the tackles. Cam Harris is really good between the tackles, even though he's not the biggest guy. But then you have a guy like Robert Burns who can make his own hole. You guys remember, even in practice, when they're not like full contact, what did Manny say about Robert Burns?
You knew that when 22 had the ball,
that the defense was well aware every time 22 touched the ball because they weren't looking forward to trying to tackle him.
We haven't seen that, man. We haven't seen that. We gotta do better in these, especially guys that we're having these, especially that we're having these kicking issues, man. And one thing I do not understand for the life of me, okay? And it's all good and dandy. Things are different when you win the ball game, okay? But you go for it
4th and 10
when it's 4th and 10. But you don't go for it when it's 4th and 1, and you kick a field goal.
Right,
you put it
scores.
Yeah,
get it to 2 scores. I get what he was thinking, but I don't understand the 4th and 10 call, which I didn't agree with. I know it worked. I know we got the first down. We ended up getting the field goal anyways. I get it. I wasn't in agreement with that call at all. Right. Not on 4th and 10. Yeah. I say you have to believe that your kicker is going to make a kick. So that's number one. Number two, the 4th and 1 call. Yeah, I would have liked them to see go 22 personnel, put in Rielis George or Larry Hodges, whoever you want. That's fine, whoever you want a fullback. I'd rather have Rielis, but if you want to put Larry Hodges, he's shown to be a better blocker. So put Larry Hodges and Robert Burns behind him and tell Corey Gaynor, Navon Donaldson, and Ja'Kai Clark, which, by the way, is about 1,000 pounds of human, okay, and say, I'm going to run it up your backside. Yeah. You guys better move that pile.
Not Big Nasty, not the 4th and 1 that we didn't convert. We're talking about the 4th and 1 that led to the missed field goal by Price. Okay. He went for it early on in the game.
He went for 4th and 10.
4th and 10,
and then he
similar place on the field. Very similar position.
You're right. But afterwards, they did say, in all fairness, Big Nasty, they did say that if you simulate substitution, that then you still have to give the other team an opportunity. And Will Mallory did run towards the bench and then came back. So, in all fairness, when I saw the replay,
I don't think. Right yeah,
they made the right call.
Yeah, I guess so.
I got you, Big Nasty. But that's the one we're talking about. But yeah, you're right. I mean, if we got to run it fast with tempo like we wanted, we probably would have converted there.
But I don't know. I just felt like we weren't gonna convert on that 4th and 1, man. I don't know. I don't know. Our kicking game is still an issue, man. So
I want to see Burns on short yardage.
I've been saying that since Big Dog before the season started. Yeah, I said, absolutely. Hey, I was watching Burns in practice, and I'm like, Big Dog, Burns looks as good as he's looked since he's been in Miami, and he's healthy now.
Guys, I rewatched the '85 Dolphins against the Chicago Bears famous game. That's still the most viewed Monday night game ever. I rewatched that the other night, and during the game, Ron Davenport, they were at goal line, and Ron Davenport, the Monday night announcer, said he's carried the ball 6 times on the season and has 6 touchdowns.
Right.
And they gave it to Ron Davenport, and he made it 7 for 7. Okay. That's exactly the type of usage you could give Robert Burns. Mind you, I think Robert Burns could have even more usage than that. But, man, give the dude opportunities on goal line and on short yardage. Yes, we did, Tabardine. That was one of the games I enjoyed the most, man. That game was awesome. Love that game. When we snapped made sure the Bears didn't go undefeated in '85. But that's the thing. And again, if you're a coach, analyze your roster. When you have a guy who runs as hard as Burns, I know he's 5'11", he's listed at 219, and I told somebody today he's a biscuit short of 230, and it's all muscle. Yeah. Man, you got to say to yourself, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to use him on short yardage. Mm-hmm. So that's the things that upset me, that I don't see that I don't see full usage of.
What's up, Coach?
Our roster.
Right. No, yeah, I agree, and that's been one. That's been one of my criticisms, man. When it comes to short yardage situation, I want to see Burns in the game. I'm sorry, I just do. I think you know what Cam Makers did to
To
Blade.
Al Blades, yeah.
I Burns could do that,
To anybody.
so to
He
anybody.
can do that to their linebackers.
Yeah, he could do that exactly 100%. So
He can do it, not the DB. He can do that to their linebackers.
yeah.
That's who Robert Burns is.
Coach, man, we've been covering it and we've been talking about it, man. Our offensive line
much improved. We got to get the run blocking there, Coach. We got to get the run blocking.
You gotta be able to run the football, man. Because I'll tell you what, if you're able to run the football, that's gonna open up the shots downfield even more, man. And then that's when you're gonna see the play action.
That's when
really work, you know. But you gotta be able to run the football, man. But when it comes to pass protection, man, I think they did a really good job. And frankly, one of the sacks wasn't even on the offensive line.
Oh, it was on Jaren.
It was on Jaren. So they gave up one sack basically in my eyes because Jaren held that ball for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. You know, that's too long. You know, and also to first off, DJ Dallas did an amazing job in pass protection. He really did as a running back. DJ, I mean, he saw those blitzes. I mean, he did not make a wrong move on a blitzer the entire game, even crossed Jaren's face. And one of the things that doesn't get mentioned is Jaren, his pocket awareness and his pocket, the way he climbed the pocket today, and his movement around the field was beautiful. Was beautiful. He really showed agility. He climbed the pocket when he was supposed to. He trusted the pocket. I love seeing all of that. And that's something that doesn't get talked about enough, but it's an important part of playing quarterback. And Jaren did a beautiful, masterful job of climbing the pocket and playing and buying himself an extra split second with the way he would move his feet. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Yeah, I agree, man. You guys want to do some rapid fire? Because I know you probably want to see the UFC, big dog.
Yeah. I actually got it playing there, already ordered. Yeah, but you know how that goes. The fights I want to see are not on until midnight.
Oh yeah, it won't be on until midnight. Hey, Kurt, well, man, thank you so much for joining us, man. Have a good night, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Hey, for those of you that haven't already, man, if you're new to this channel, I know I say it, for those of you that already subscribed, you're like, oh, here comes the plug. But I got to do it, man.
Yes.
If you're new to this channel, man, subscribe, hit that notifications bell so you get notified anytime we do upload a video. Like this video if you haven't already. It really helps, me and the big dog out when it comes to YouTube algorithm to get this video viewed by more people. Florida State, fans, whatever, it don't matter. I don't think they're gonna be seeing this video because I don't think they're gonna be very happy. But yeah, so hit that like button, man. Hit the notifications bell, subscribe. Leave a comment if you're watching this on the replay. If you're watching this on the replay, leave a comment. Your thoughts on the game, your excitement, and me and the big dog more than me because sometimes I'm working and Big Dog's the one that takes care of the comments a lot more than I do. So props to Big Dog for that. But if you're watching this on the replay, man, leave your thoughts and comments, whatever you guys want, man. And we'll get to those and we'll talk about this amazing win, man, for the third consecutive year.
Uncle Joe's comment.
Where you at, Uncle Joe?
You
said Georgia Tech lost at home against Pittsburgh 20-10 today. A Pitt team we beat on the road and still can't believe. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know. I know. Let's not talk about it. But I think that's the loss.
Is fun, John. Like you said,
John. That loss to Georgia Tech, I think that's the one that's going to bite us in the backside. Hopefully, some magical things happen, and we still have some type of weird mathematical shot at the Coastal. But that loss to Georgia Tech is the one that I think.
Hey, Virginia's up by a touchdown right now.
Yeah, and Virginia, and that's
in 2 minutes to go.
I think Virginia, Pitt, and North Carolina are the only Coastal teams with 2 conference losses. I think everybody else has 3 or more. So Virginia and North Carolina, the loser there, now has 3 conference losses, the same as us. And then since Pitt won, they only have 2. And then if Virginia wins, they'll
guys, we're not gonna win the Coastal.
I know. Hey, You got to keep hope alive.
Well, no, because I don't like I don't like
I
that.
know.
We're not gonna win the
Yeah,
coast,
that Georgia
man.
Tech game really.
You need so many things to work in your favor, man, and like whatever. I don't see it happening.
I know
personally, but yeah, Mallory didn't see. He saw the field a lot blocking.
Yeah, he did blocking. Yeah, he did.
But yeah,
He actually did a pretty good job blocking. He really did.
I think he did as well.
Yeah, he's a much improved blocker. I'm not saying he's. I think Palende's a better blocker. Larry Hodges, I think, is a better blocker. Brevin might even be a better blocker, but he's a much better blocker than he was last year, and he's a much better. I mean, he's a much better blocker he was even earlier this year. So give credit to Mallory for putting in the effort at blocking, because that's a big part of the game for a tight end. So
yeah, and the better this offensive line gets, the more you might be able to see Mallory being turned loose.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see. I'm not, I don't think Mallory. I don't think Mallory's a bust, but
he's only a sophomore.
He's only a sophomore, and I think once we see this offensive line taking shape and getting better day by day, you're gonna see these tight ends being let loose a lot more for Brevin and for Mallory. Frankly,
the fact is, you cannot find a defender in the country that isn't a mismatch for Will Mallory.
Oh yeah,
seriously, because the guy is 6'5" and runs like a deer with tremendous speed.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you see a guy that big and that fast, he's a mismatch nightmare. So the more he comes along, the better, the more dynamic our offense can be, especially with him and Brevin at the same time.
Who else is Virginia play this year, man?
Because I know there's a whole bunch of things that have to break right, dude. I know there's a whole bunch of things. As of right now,
this is why I don't like getting into these conversations about.
Yeah, I know. Well, we won't get it. We don't want to talk downers and stuff. But yeah, that's the loss that's going to stick in our craw. Is that, and even to an extent Virginia Tech, but more Georgia Tech for sure.
Virginia Tech gave Notre Dame a run for their money.
Yeah, they just lost at the very end.
But then again, anybody could give Notre Dame a run for their money, and
that's a fair comment, Dante. That's a fair comment. That him improving his play calling, the more you'll see Mallory get opportunities.
Yeah,
and Dennis Wilson was saying he agrees with what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, Notre Dame is a fake, man. I'll tell you what. What was Michigan's record against top 10 teams before that Notre Dame? I think they were 1-10.
1-10, I think, something like that. And
they got whooped.
Blew their doors off.
They got whooped, and they almost lost today to Virginia Tech, man. So
at home at South Bend. So
crazy.
Yeah, I think they're definitely overrated, which is no surprise with Notre Dame.
So what do you think, Big Dog? Some quick rapid fire questions before we go ahead and get out and wrap it up.
Yeah, you guys have some questions?
No, he's not a bust. No, Burnett, he's not a bust. Inconsistent play calling is a problem.
Yeah. It's inconsistent play calling, and also he had some bad drops early in the year, D. Burnett. But again, I think you know what it is. I think with Mallory, he had such a great spring and fall camp that we were expecting a lot from him. And when he hasn't hit that level, I mean, he did have the big TD that gave us the lead.
That wasn't a shot at you, Mark. I forgot we had Mark in here. He's a Michigan fan, so he's like, don't remind me that we're 1-10 against top 10 FBS opponents. Hey, beat Notre Dame, man. So you broke that.
I mean, our record is probably a little bit better than that recently, because we had the victory against you guys. That you guys were ranked, I think, number 2 or 3 in the country 2 years ago in 2017. And I think Virginia Tech was highly ranked also. So we have
no. He's a Michigan fan.
No. I'm saying that our record isn't all that much better.
You said that we beat them.
Oh, that's wrong. I'm sorry. I was thinking about Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Notre
Dame. Yeah.
But our record against top 10 teams hasn't exactly been as great. But believe it or not, it seems like those games we play better than the games against the lesser competition. So hopefully that's a thing in the past.
Sean, I think we do, man. I think Lingard is gone. That's my personal opinion, man.
Yeah. Sean, I
remember we got Don Chaney coming in next year, man. I'm not sure if DJ is going to lead to the NFL, but then so you're looking at a backfield. Let's just say DJ comes back.
DJ, I think, will leave.
I don't know, man.
Backs, dude, running backs.
If I had to put my money, I don't. I
You
think
think DJ comes back?
I think DJ should leave, and I want him to leave because
Yeah.
of the career
Injury.
expectancy of running back. So I think he should leave, but I don't think he's gonna leave.
He enjoys college. He loves this team.
He loves this team, man, and he's really buying into what this team is doing. So I think he might try to give it another go next year. Frankly,
Yeah.
We'll see.
The thing is, Sean, the one thing that I find really, really strange is that we heard even from family members.
Yeah, he got a baby. That's true. That is a good point.
DJ.
Who just said that? Who said that, man?
Yeah.
I think I lost it.
Yeah, DJ does have a baby.
Oh, Turbidine said it. Yeah, he has a baby.
Yeah,
man. So you got to secure that bag. That's why I think he has to.
You know, I'm old, and I remember Melvin Bratton. I've talked about him before. That young man lost an opportunity at a really good NFL career, hurting his knee, blowing it out in the last game of his college career in the Orange Bowl. Yeah. You know, I remember that. Of course, we all remember Willis McGahee and the horrible injury against Ohio State. Man, running backs have a short shelf life, and I want him to get paid. I want to, you know, that NFL is life-changing money, man, and it's life-changing money for a family. So, you know, selfishly, I'd like to see DJ come back, but I understand, especially running backs. Running backs, I have them in a different category than all other players because of the wear and tear on their bodies. And the fact that he does have a baby, yeah, you know, I think he needs to go get the bag. I think he needs to go get the bag.
Virginia won.
Okay. But getting back to the Lingard thing, Sean, the thing with the Lingard thing is you had the family was tweeting out, you know, about him being ready and Manny wasn't playing him.
He was saying it himself, though. Let's.
He was saying it himself.
Right.
And then Manny says that Lingard came to him and said that he knew he wasn't ready mentally, and that he really, that smells fishy to me. It just smells like something else is going on there that we don't know. And maybe what's going on there is that he is eyeing other places. I hope it comes back.
This is completely, we don't have any sources to confirm.
Correct. I don't have any sources. You guys know when we have sources, even when we don't reveal those sources, we tell you we have sources. We don't have any sources regarding the Lingard thing. Yeah. So this is just opinion.
Right.
But yeah, something is rotten in Denmark. You know, when you see a guy say, I'm ready to play, why aren't you playing me? And then all of a sudden, supposedly he comes to you and says, I want you to redshirt me because mentally I'm not right. I'm not right with the knee injury yet.
Guzman, have a good night, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Guzman.
Yeah, that whole thing is shaky. That's why my jury is still out on CMD. I think the jury could still be out on. I mean, we got to give him time, Deuce. Yeah. I think we just got to give him time, man. I've always said it from the beginning. Yeah. You know, it's crazy.
Now, but I want to make one point though. When you're talking about giving him time, that doesn't mean he's above criticism at all.
No,
at all. And there's things that are legitimately reasons to be critical of the way he's handled certain things. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so. we've always said that. We've always said that. But yeah, UVA needs to lose one more. UNC needs to lose again, and Virginia.
The thing is, Dante, we don't need necessarily for UNC to lose a fourth conference game, because if it's not a one-on-one tie, then they don't have the tiebreaker necessarily against us.
Right.
Because, for example, like right now, let's say if it was tied between Virginia, UNC, and us. Well, we beat Virginia beat UNC, and UNC beat us. So the head-to-head doesn't matter. And I think the second tiebreaker is whoever is ranked highest in the polls. I want to believe that's the way. I believe that's the way the ACC does it. So basically, what we need is to have multiple teams. In fact, it would be perfect if we could have Pittsburgh, Virginia, and us. Then we get in. If we're the three teams left with 3 losses, because then we have wins over both Pitt and Virginia.
Virginia Tech still needs to lose.
They need to lose a fourth. Well, Virginia Tech would be the same boat as North Carolina. That they have the win against us, but they have losses against some of the other teams. It's a mess. It's a mess. The Coastal is a mess. And by the way, guys, I know it made its way around Twitter for you guys that aren't that aren't on Twitter. Those of you that are might have seen it. That cheap shot that Game Day took today on the Hurricanes and Seminoles, I think was completely uncalled for. And
oh my God, yeah.
It was for you guys that didn't know, he came up oh God, what's the guy's name? Chris, the last name.
I forgot his name.
Anyways, the guy who's the host of Game Day. What the hell is his last name? Jesus Christ, I'm drawing a blank. Anyways, Reese Davis, thank you, Dante. Reese Davis went into this whole stupid analogy of that was once a great, I forget, some stupid thing about was once a great meal is now like a day old oatmeal, and you're washing it down with a soda that's been in your car for a week. Some stupid, ridiculous, moronic analogy. I thought you could say that this rivalry used to be the rivalry in college football for a decade or more. You can, and I mean in terms of where the teams were always fighting for national championships, but the fact that he took that shot, especially at a network which babies the SEC, because they're not called ESPN, they're called SESPN. They how about earlier this year when three SEC teams lost to Group of 5 teams, when Missouri lost to Wyoming, Ole Miss lost to Memphis, and Tennessee lost to Georgia State, a 2-win Group of 5 at home. And they started making excuses for the SEC, saying, oh, well, that's college football in 2019. Parity has arrived. Yet the Coastal beats each other, and it's like, oh, and then they started talking about the Coastal being garbage. And it's just, I thought some of this was going to stop with ESPN going into business with the ACC network. But I still don't, I thought it was uncalled for. I thought it was a cheap shot. And I know recruits watch that show, kids watch that show. And what exactly is it you're trying to accomplish by always boosting SEC teams up and downing other teams?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like they do with their recruiting rankings. And I just thought it was cheap and it was uncalled for. And I usually like Reese Davis, but
that's what threw me off, that it was coming from him.
Yeah,
like, I was kind of like, I don't really for various reasons, I don't really watch Game Day that much anyway. But yeah, I saw that on Twitter, and I was just like, what? I mean, at the end of the day, man, 4-4, 8-0. It's Miami and FSU, man. You're still talking about.
Put James Cane's comment on there. That is 100% true, and it has been true, James, for a really long time.
Yeah,
they're always
SEC, man. ESPN is the SEC network, man. That's what it is. That's just what it is.
I know, baby Shaq. I know they won't stop because SEC fills their money with pockets. Fills their pockets with money, but the hypocrisy behind it. Because one of the things that I noticed as just a podcaster is that first week, that week one, three SEC teams lose to 3 Group of 5 teams, especially Feinbaum. Absolutely, Strange Cloud. He's the worst of them. He's the worst of them. He is a shill.
Of course, he still has a job though, right?
Exactly. He still has a
job though, right?
Right.
Of course, it was about Miami.
Because he's an SEC guy.
Yeah, but
he's an SEC guy. And what he said, I'm sorry, he can try to explain it away. It was racist as hell because it had racist overtones.
And you go ahead and say it. If you would have said that any other school, man, besides Miami, he would not have a job right now.
Probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. And his whole apology, he might as well have said, I am being forced to say this by ESPN. because you could tell it didn't come from the heart. But anyways,
Whatever.
Feinbaum is complete trash, and he trash tracks everybody. That's true. But no, dude, I just absolutely, Dante, he should have been fired for that comment. He absolutely should have been fired, because I'll tell you what, the apology proved that he meant exactly what he said. If you listen to his apology, he meant exactly what he said. He just didn't like the fact that he got caught for it. So, anyways,
but it's cool because he said it about Miami. But it's cool he said it about Miami, so it's like
apologize. Yeah, apologize and it's okay. No, I'm sorry.
Get out of here with that, man.
And it's funny. This is a guy who made his living, his career started really in Alabama. So you're calling South Florida third world, but what's Alabama? The Riviera? And you're always boosting Alabama? Yeah. When you look at the ranking of states, Alabama's the one that's always fighting like Arkansas for 50 and Mississippi for 50th place. But anyways, okay, I digress. But yeah, I just
shoot 305. ACS Canes, that man would. I'll tell you what, man.
They will be walking outside at 305. I can tell you that.
Negative. I don't advocate any violence, so I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
D. Burnett said Feinbaum was butthurt because when Bama got killed by Clemson. Hey, hold on, D. Burnett. Clemson just scored another touchdown on them. That's right. That's right. 28 points. Take that loss with you back to Tuscaloosa. But anyways, okay, I'm sorry. I went on one of my rants there.
No, you're good.
It just irritates me, man. It just irritates me. It was an uncalled for shot, and you're taking a shot at a program, especially knowing what your fall partner said about the third world country. Now you're taking a shot at Miami and FSU in the rivalry.
Yeah.
Really?
No, hey, HJS, you're good, man. You can say whatever you want.
But you can say whatever you want.
You can say whatever you want.
No, not at all, buddy. I just want you guys to
and I'm not saying I disagree with what you're saying.
A big dog rant. Yeah, man. Because I'll give you a perfect example, right? USC and Notre Dame. When I was a young kid, that was like the rivalry. I still remember Anthony Davis scoring 6 touchdowns against Notre Dame to come back from a big deficit. Okay. And that rivalry, how long has it been since that rivalry has actually been relevant?
Mm-hmm.
When's the last national championship by Notre Dame? 1988? When's the last national championship by USC? A couple of years after ours?
Mm-hmm.
So that rivalry hasn't been relevant in a long time. Okay, but they still boosted up like, oh my God, USC plays Notre Dame. Okay, give me a break, man. So this thing about, first off, FSU won a championship, 2012 or 2013? FSU's national championship was 2012 or 2013?
The one against Oregon. I don't remember. I know it was against Oregon.
It was right around those years, 2012 or 2013. Yeah. But and ours was in 2001. So right. we're not neither one of us are that removed from glory days. Right. And the way they made it sound, it was like, St. Mary of Minnesota's is playing St. John's of the other side of the street. It's like, oh, come on, man. Don't start overstating it. Yeah, we're 4-4 going into the game. We both were, but it's not like, you look at the what I posted today on Twitter about the list of most NFL players by college. Mm-hmm. Miami's 4th, and I think Florida State's 6th or 7th.
Right.
So it's not like those two programs are not relevant. They're still relevant. Mm-hmm. But anyways, okay, that's it. My rant's over. I just didn't like the shot. I didn't like I thought it was a cheap shot, and I think Reese Davis should be ashamed of himself. And if I'm not mistaken, hey, you guys that are bigger fans of game day than I am.
Hey, Mark Dudley, that's 100%, at least for me.
What's that?
The Michigan and Ohio State rivalry. Who you rooting for in that rivalry?
I'm rooting always against Ohio State.
Exactly. I don't care who's playing Ohio State. I'm rooting for whoever's playing against Ohio State. I cannot stand Ohio State.
I'm with you. Especially since I lived in, people thought that my hatred or my dislike, because my hate is really the Gators, but it's the dislike I have for Ohio State is because of the 2002 national championship. And it's not. It's after I moved to Ohio. They are the most, how Florida is the most delusional fan base that we talk about and I'm exempting the Florida fans that are on here that are not like that. But Ohio State has the most oblivious fans. Like, and I mean this sincerely. Woody Hayes lost his job because first he had punched an ABC cameraman.
Oh, Mark is gonna love this.
Yeah. And then the following year, he punches a kid, sucker punches a kid named Charlie Bauman from Clemson because the kid intercepted a pass that stopped that basically won the game for Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Woody Hayes got fired because he sucker punched an opposing kid. And there's still people here in Ohio that name their dogs Woody. And that Woody Hayes is revered here. But now, if that was a coach for another university, oh my God, he should be arrested. He should be thrown in jail. They run up the score on a team. Oh, no. It's their job to stop us. Somebody else runs the score up on them. Oh, that was classless. And they're just oblivious to it. And it just annoys the hell out of me since I moved to Ohio. So that's why I'm always going to root for Michigan. So, but yeah, it's tough. I don't think, Ohio State has the hex on Harbaugh. That was another one last year. They thought that they had and they lost 62-39.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we'll be rooting for. But let's see. Maybe now that Urban's gone, maybe they don't have the heebie-jeebies on the Michigan team.
Yeah. Hey man, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. We're going on 2 hours here. It's 11 o'clock. So to all of you guys that are joining us, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Hit that notifications bell so you get notified anytime we do upload a video. We do lives every single Thursday at 7 p.m. and also after games. Like we're doing tonight. We're live, and if you're watching this on the replay, leave your comments below, man. Me and the Big Dog always get to them. If you're watching us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, and if you're checking us out on YouTube, go to Facebook and check out our Twitters. Let me go ahead and put our Twitters here. This is me and the Big Dog's Twitters. We're always talking on Twitter, man. So I see you smiling there, Big Dog. You want me to?
Yeah, a couple of things. Number one, put on the Big Nasty had a comment about that they just threw the flag for interference.
I know.
Terry Porter. Yeah, I don't know if you got a chance to see this. Big Nasty Junior gave our youngest son, his brother, a punching bag.
Terry Porter.
And he put a sign on the punching bag, but the punching bag was like dressed up like a referee, and he put Terry Porter across the guy's chest. Anthony Rawlings actually said he lives in Xenia. Anthony, I'm 10 minutes from you. I live in Bellbrook. So we are really, really, really close. My in-laws actually live in Xenia. But we're practically neighbors, Anthony. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. We had 200 and some odd people here. And for you guys to take time out of a Saturday night, it means a lot to us. And I definitely think that the team meeting and the maturation process that we're seeing before our eyes, I think we have turned the corner. Now, obviously, we got to keep on keeping on. So
it's just how are we gonna sleep tonight, Big Dog?
Oh, I'm gonna sleep. I'm not even gonna be on the bed. I'm gonna be floating like a foot above the bed.
This just feels amazing, man.
It's true though, because Anthony was saying about how true it is, how oblivious. That's why I call him Oblivious State University.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, man. And we hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, man.
Yeah, Orange and Green Blood say prayers for Panama City. Guys, Panama City's gone through some really tough times. Zoe talked about it on his podcast. So please, guys, prayers for all the residents there of Panama City. And they actually, I had to deal with another storm sort of coming through and sideswiping them. But
yeah.
But anyways, all right. Thank you guys so much. You ready? You ready?
Oh, yeah. It is
always all about this you. Thank you, guys.
FS who?
Love it. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.